Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. Today, in the environmental biotechnology and genetics, we discussed the portion biomonitoring in the fourth module. The first part of the portion is taken by Bindyami's bioremediation. So I am taking the biomonitoring and biosensors and biochips in biomonitoring. So we all know biomonitoring is a process in which the environmental contaminants are detection of the environmental contaminants. So biosensors and biochips are have a very significant role in environmental biomonitoring and other processes, other fields such as medicine, etc. So we are in biotechnology. We are discussing about the biosensors and its principle and its features, and also their application in biomonitoring. First, we go to introduction part. Biosensors are the analytical device that combines with a biological sensitive element with a chemical transducer. So biosensors is an analytical device. It can be formed by a chemical transducer. So biosensors can be used to the presence of detect the specific compounds in a given external environment. So biosensors are used to detect the presence of a specific compounds in an external environment. Also, the next part of my topic is biochips. Biochips is a collection of microarrays arranged in a solid substrate that permits many tests to be performed at the same time in order to achieve throughout the speed. So biochips is a microarray arranged in a solid substrate. First we go to biosensors. A biosensors is an analytical. കാണാമോ മിസ്?
കാണാം എടുത്തോ.
കേൾക്കാമോ?
കേൾക്കാം.
Okay. A biosensor is an analytical device containing an immobilized biological material and can be specifically interact with an analyte or produce physical, chemical, and electrical signals can be measured. So a biosensor is a device, analytical device that have two parts. It's a biological part and also a physical part. So biosensors is biosensors is used for analytical device that use a biological material and produce physical, chemical, and biological signals. So analyte is a compound. Then we can say that the analyte, a biological material is interact with an analyte. So the analyte is a compound such as glucose, urea, drug, pesticide, etc. So biosensors are usually involved in quantitative analysis of various substances by converting their biological action into measurable signals. So due to the interaction of the biological material with the analyte, they form a reaction. Then the reaction form into a measurable signals. So the performance of the biosensors is mostly depend upon the specificity and sensitivity of the biological reactions. So the biosensors are mainly depend upon the sensitivity and specificity of the biological reactions. So general features of the biosensors. So biosensors have two parts, a biological component and a physical component. A biological component recognizes and interacts with the analyte to produce a physical change can be dictated by a transducer, and in which a biological component is recognized and is react with an analyte to produce a physical change. So as we go through the principle of biosensor, the desired biological materials immobilized by the conventional method, such as membrane, entrapment, and covalent bonding. So here biological material is an immobilized part, and it can be formed by the conventional method such as membrane, entrapment, or covalent binding. So then the biological material is interact with the transducer, that is called the analyte. Then the analyte binds to the biological material to form a bound analyte and produce an electric response. So the biological material is interacted with the analyte to form a physical change. Change that means it form an electrical response. So sometimes in the formation of the signal, the analyte is converted into product may be associated with the heat, gas, electrons or hydrogen ions, etc. And the transducer converts the product changes into electrical signal which can be amplified and measured. So the electrical signals formed by the biological reaction of the biosensors can be measured and amplified and measured. So as we go through the types of biosensors, biosensors are classified into three types, mainly three types. They are electrochemical and physical and optical biosensors. Electrochemical biosensors means there is a simple device and measurement used for the measurement of electric current. So here we can say that the biological material interact with the transducer to give a physical electrical response. So the electrical response can be measured by this measured in the electrochemical biosensors. So ionic conductance changes carried out by the bioelectrodes. So the ionic conductance changes carried out by the bioelectrodes. So the biological material in this picture we can say that there is a sample has a biorecognization element and is an interference and transducer. So this gives the amplifier. So we can get a signal from this reaction. Then go through the next part. So first we go through the electrochemical biosensors. Electrochemical biosensors can be classified into four types: amperometric biosensors, potentiometric biosensors, impedometric biosensors, altimetric biosensors. First we go through amperometric biosensors. Amperometric biosensors means the movement based on the movement of electrons. So we can say that in this process there's a electron response is formed. There must be occurred a movement of electron. So biosensors are based on the movement of electrons. Amperometric biosensors are formed as a result of enzyme catalyzed redox reaction. Here is a redox reaction is formed by in the amperometric biosensors. In an enzymatic reaction that occurs as the substrate of product can transfer an electron to the electrode surface to be oxidized or reduced. So here is a product can be transferred an electron with the electrode surface or oxidized or reduced. The result an alternate current hence by this process in the amperometric biosensors is a electric current is formed. It can be current flow is formed and it can be measured. So the current is proportional to the substrate concentration. So the substrate of analyte is determined the magnitude of current flow. Then first for an example of amperometric biosensors, we can say that the Clark oxygen electrode is the one of the major first example of amperometric biosensors. Another in the application of the amperometric biosensors, the determination of glucose by glucose oxidase is an example. So here determination of glucose by glucose oxidase is an example for the amperometric biosensors. Here is a picture of amperometric biosensor. Is an analyte and a biological reionization molecule that is called enzyme. Then is a transducer and finally give to the signal and then and also here is a product is formed. Product is formed is called in first part we discussed that in order to make the electrical system product is formed such as gas, pesticide, water, etc. So potentiometric biosensors are formed by the changes in ionic concentration determined by use of ion selective electrodes. So here the changes in the potential ionic concentration is determined in potentiometric biosensors. pH electrodes are due to many enzymatic reaction involved in the release or absorption of hydrogen ions. So pH here the Here, the reaction formed by the release or absorption of hydrogen ions. The other important electrodes are ammonia selective and CO2 selective electrodes are the major ion selective ion selective ammonia selective and CO2 selective electrodes are used for the here for used in potentiometric biosensors. The potential difference obtained between the potentiometric electrode and the reference electrode can be measured. So here we can measure the potentiometric difference between the electrode and the reference electrode. This proportion to the concentration of substrate. So impedance biosensors is determined by the electrochemical impedance spectroscopy. In impedance biosensor, we use the spectroscopy called electrochemical impedance spectroscopy. So here is a response broad range of physical and chemical reactions, chemical properties are used in this impedance biosensors. So here is formed as the is an invention of the biosensor as well as to examine the catalytic response of enzyme. Here in the impedance biosensor, we use the catalytic response of enzymes. So this is an picture of the impedance biosensors. The cell membrane and various and this is a cells and cell membrane. So here we can use as a spectroscopy for the impedance spectroscopy for the determining the changes. So conductometry biosensors are used for the several reactions in biological system that bring about the changes in the ionic species. So conductometry biosensors are based on the changes in ionic species. So ionic species have the electrical conductivity which can be measured. Here is an electrical conductivity is formed by due to the ionic species. So in conductometry biosensors, we can use the changes in the electrical conductivity of the species. Good example for the conductometry biosensors are urea biosensors used immobilized urease. Urease catalyze the reaction. So this is an example for the conductometric biosensors. So in the conductometry biosensors, we can use it is based on the changes in the ionic species. So thermometry biosensors, several biological reactions can answer the production of heat in the forms of basis of thermometry biosensors. In these thermometric biosensors, we can say that in the formation of the biological response of in the biological reaction, heat is formed. So here is in the thermometry biosensors, we use as the consist of heat insulated box fitted with a heat exchanger. The reaction takes place between enzyme packed in the reactor. So in this thermometry biosensor, we use a thermal biosensor consist of a heat insulated box and a heat exchanger. There's a reaction between the enzyme and a packed bed reactor. So also the change in temperature, the temperature change is depend upon this reaction. So thermometry biosensor depends upon the heat is produced in the biological reaction, and the heat is produced in the biological reaction is measured here, and also the temperature, low temperature, even the minute temperature changes must be depend upon this reaction. Biosensors. So we can go to the optical biosensors. Optical biosensors are the devices due to the principle of optical measurements. So it can use the fiber optics and optoelectronic transducers. So they employ the use of fiber optics and optoelectronic transducers. So here optical biosensors, we use this the properties employ absorbance, fluorescence, hemiluminescence. So in the optical biosensor, we use the three properties. And also optical biosensors are primarily involve enzymes and antibodies as transducing enzyme elements. So here in the optical biosensor, we use the enzymes and antibodies as transducing elements. Biosensors allow a safe, non-electrical remote sensing of material. So here we can use the optical properties of the device, and it is very safe because it give a non-electrical remote sensing of materials. So piezoelectric biosensors are based on the principle of sound, vibration, and say called acoustic biosensors. So there is a crystals of positive and negative charges are in the characteristic frequencies. So here in this biosensor, in this picture, we can say that there is a positive and a negative frequency. The frequency counter is here, and an oscillator and a piezoelectric crystal. So we say piezoelectric crystals allow the alters the resonance frequencies. The frequencies are the altered by the crystal sulfurs. So enzymes and gaseous substrates are attached to the crystals. Next is all cell biosensors. All cell biosensors are particularly useful in the multi-step for co-factor recurring reaction. So it is a all cell biosensor is a complex used in the complex biological reactions. So it is used in the live or dead microbial cells. These all cell biosensors are used in the live or dead microbial cells, and they have so many advantages. The microbial cells are cheaper with the no longer halves, and also less sensitive to variation in pH and temperature compared to the isolated enzyme. They are less sensitive to pH and temperature. These are the advantages of all cell biosensors. Then immunobiosensor. Immunobiosensor is used between the action between an antigen and antibody, and antigen and antibody. Here an immobilized antibody in which antigen can directly bind, and immobilized antigen that binds to antibody which can in turn bind to a free second antigen. So here is immunobiosensors are response to a reaction between an antigen and antibody. Immunological specificity depend upon the immunological specificity of the biosensors. Then characters of biosensors. There are so many characters of the biosensors. Their selectivity is one of the important factor. Selectivity is the ability of biosensor to detect a specific analyte in a sample containing other mixtures and contaminants. Selectivity. So if we want to detect a particular contaminant, we use the specific we need to select the specific analyte and a biological material. So this is the one of the important properties. Then reproducibility, ability of biosensors to generate identical response for a duplicated experimental setup. So biosensors can generate an identical response in a experimental setup. So third point is stability. So stability deals with the action of the biosensors to the surrounding system. That deals with the stability. Then sensitivity is dictated by. So there is a limit of sensitivity is the minimum amount of analyte. There is a minimum amount of there is an amount limit is for the analyte to determine or dictate the particular contaminant or particular analyte. So linearity deals with the range in the biosensor gives a positive response against the analyte. It deals with the high to low substrate concentration of the analyte. Then application of biosensors are so many applications in environmental monitoring, food safety, drug discovery, defense, medicine, etc. So we can discuss in the application of biosensors in environmental monitoring. First is BOD biosensors. BOD biosensors are used in the detection of organic pollutants. It dictates a 5 days of incubation. So here is a BOD biosensor is used as a yeast. Trichosporon cutaneum is used as the biosensor. Then the gas biosensors. Thiobacillus is used as determine the SO2 pollutant, and methane is detected by the immobilized metallomonas. So these are some of the gas biosensors, and heavy metals can be determined by these biosensors. The number of bacterial biosensors are used for the detect heavy metals. So enzymes and DNA as bioreceptors are used as the detecting heavy metals, and optical biosensors are used in the detection of heavy metals. Fluoric-converted biphenyls. So electrochemical biosensors and potentiometric biosensors are used in the detection of PCBs. So here we can say that analyte is a nucleic acid. Immunoassay biosensors are used in the concentration of detection of concentration of pollutants, and they can detect triazines, marathon, carbamates, etc. And other biosensors are they are used. Acetylcholine esterases are used in the detect the organophosphorus compounds in water, and also biosensors developed detection of PCBs and chlorinated hydrocarbon. Phenol oxidase is used as detection of phenol. Phenol oxidase is enzyme used as a detection of phenol. So these are some pollutant and biosensor biological compound. So we can go to the next part, biochips. Biochips is the collection of miniature microarrays arranged on a solid substrate. Large number of biomolecules attached at a high density. So biochips is the same as that of the functioning as a computer chip. Biochip is derived from a computer term chip. So that biochips is now broadly used as the microscopic spots and used as the capturing probes. So biochips are formed by the in situ synthesis of oligonucleotides of peptide nucleic acid or supporting DNA fragments. Biochips are formed by the synthesis of oligonucleosides or peptide nucleic acid. So as we go through the working of biochip, so operator generates a low power electromagnetic field through the radio signals. So here in the biochip, we can say that there is an operator and that can generate a low power electromagnetic field. So then the biochip can be fixed. Then activated chip can form identification and to form the identify the operator and to identify the operator to the radio signals. Finally, to exhibits in the signals can be received and changed in the digital form by the LCD. So this is the biochip. So here is an operator, and the operator gives forming there is an electromagnetic field, so it forms radio signals. The radio signals are detected by the biochip due to the identification system. So the the radio signals can be changed into digital form by LCD. So structure and components of biochips. There are two components of a biochip: transponder and reader or scanner. Transponder is the actual biochip implant. There are two types of transponder: active transponder and passive transponder. Then say passive transponder means it contains no battery or energy. Passive transponder is high life and need no maintenance. It is very high life and it cannot use a battery. Biochip transporter consists of 4 parts: computer, microchip, antenna, coil, capacitor, glass capsule, and reader is the next part of the biochip. Reader consists of excite coil and sends activation to the chip, and chip activated receives the signal. So reader helps to activate the excite the coil in the biochip and receives the activation signals. So it takes place in a millisecond. Finally, the radio signals can be transformed into digital form by LCD. So then types of biochips. DNA microfluid chip, protein microarray are three types of biochips. DNA microarray is a tiny DNA spores fixed to a strong surface. DNA biochips is a contain tiny DNA spores fixed to a strong surface. DNA mass comprises picomoles of particular genes which are termed as probes. So here the DNA microchips are containing DNA spores, and it is fixed on a strong surface, and these can be short segment of genetical material under high rigidity situation. So DNA microarrays used as by the small short segments of DNA fragments. This is the this is an diagram for the DNA microarray technology. Here is a, we can say that this is a label with the biotin and tumor. This is used in the detection of a tumor in the medicine in the field of medicine. DNA microarray technology is very useful in the detection of tumors in medicine field. And next we go to the microfluid chip. The chip uses thousands of components and are complex in nature and used for the DNA analysis, molecular biology procedures, proteomics, etc. So microfluid chip is used for the DNA analysis, molecular biology, etc. This is the picture for the microfluid chip. There is an channels are there for the activation of the complex molecules. Then protein microarray, protein chip is used to follow action as well as the collection of protein and find out their functions on large scale. And applications are in the biochips are widely used as biomonitoring. We can trace person or animal in anywhere in the world and used for the it is used in the chemographics, defense, etc. Reference conclusion: biochips and biosensors have a significant role in medicine, home security, environmental and industrial biomonitoring. Miss?
Hello?
കേൾക്കാമോ?
കേൾക്കാം. ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത് കേൾക്കാവോ?
കേൾക്കാം.
മീറ്റിംഗ് എൻഡ് ആവാറായില്ലേ? ബാക്കി എല്ലാരും ഒന്ന് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഡൗട്ട് ഉള്ളവർ ചോദിച്ചേ. വേറെ ആരും ഇല്ലേ?